use syntax format where we can automate that. And on top of it was built on a Cucumber and leverage that using a Gherkin's syntaxes and make it easy to write and easy to read the test cases. Okay, unlike a traditional testing frameworks, right? So, which is Karate supports API testing and also marking, performance testing, and also UI testing. So, it is a kind of Karate framework is a kind of built in lot of tools, so we can perform UI testing, API testing, performance testing using Gatling. So, first of all, I will give some kind of brief key features about this entire karate framework. So basically, this karate framework is built a non-programmer language. So which means like they adapted and gave the leverage of on top of the Cucumber Gherkin syntaxes. So where we can write our feature file. In the feature file, we can derive our test cases. So test cases in the sense, so in the Gherkin Cucumber, so which will have some kind of format, scenario and scenario outline, and every scenario and a scenario outline which can have some kind of keywords given when then format. So in the given when then format which can have some plain English language, so use there is a kind of proper syntax. Okay, there is kind of some proper built-in syntax they actually built it, and everybody can easily understand adapt to that writing our test cases very easily by using Gherkin syntax. So in this series, I will explain in detail that what is a Gherkin and syntax, how they have followed and built this on top of this API Karate API framework. And next is like there is another feature is supports a JSON format payload and XML format payload where it is easily adapted while sending our response data, payload data, okay, and the request and response level data transfer by using that JSON format. So most of the people, if you are very new to this testing side, so automation side, so I'll give that some brief supporting videos for what is JSON and how the JSON structure is derived, how we need to understand that JSON structure, and also what is the XML and how and all we can prepare and uh, parse that or pump the data to that payload. So I will explain in detail. Then the next feature is a built-in assertions. Assertions is the libraries are there. So what is mainly assertion? So there is a API testing or any testing. So we have a acceptance criteria. So which we need to validate. So based on the validation, we have a kind of built-in assertions are there. So that is the one. We can no need to adapt other third-party libraries. There are built-in libraries are there for this Karate framework. So, and also the next feature is a data-driven testing. So, Karate API framework, which can support a multi sets of data or multiple data transfer for the particular API or for the test case, right? By using the Gherkin, like a Cucumber feature, like a scenario outline. Based on the scenario outline, we can pass that data in an example format as a built-in Cucumber format. Either we can adapt an additional external file, JSON file or Excel file also, which support here. And then next move on to the another feature is a parallel execution. So to cut down or to improve our performance testing, we can run our test in concurrently, and also like we nowadays we use right integration with the CI/CD pipeline, so which easily our Maven project or our project we can adapt integrate to Jenkins and the GitHub Actions. So once we committed and automatically our build will trigger. So that is the way also we can configure it. And this Karate API framework, which can easily create a markup API. So for markup API testing means we are in our application or any application which adapt other third-party API. So that time we do not directly integrate. So we can test for we can build a markup API and we can test our actual test environment, and then finally it will be migrated in the prod. So now, so we could perform some kind of performance testing with the taking help of Gatling, but I will not cover this one. So above all the features I am going to cover. Yeah. So these are the features, and before starting of our installation setup for this project, so I will show you that there is a karate framework website, official website. Okay, karatelab.github.io.karate. So this is the official website for the Karate AP from Karate Test Automation Framework. So now you can see that, so which can support our IntelliJ like editor. So VS Code or IntelliJ, Maven, Gradle, NPM, Docker, right? GitHub Workspaces also. And so the here we have see some kind of videos, and there are which kind of documentation are there. So here I will show you that one by one. So this is a kind of architecture. So the karate labs they created, and from desktop application, performance testing application, these are the options. And here we see the core part, so which can support a UI testing, which is like a web browser automation, which can be like Playwright adapter is there and WebDriver adapter is there, and also which can support a APM like mobile browser testing also here. And also we have like a API testing double or API testing, so which can support HTTP protocol or WebSocket protocol. Along with this, all the features like parallel and build asynchronous tagging, so life cycle of hooking, configuration, which kind of HTML template, report, output, logs, and there are some kind of files like as I told you, right? JSON, XML, YAML, so the data transfer, Gherkin supports. Okay, so this is the way, and also like we which can support advanced feature Docker images, Maven artifacts. Okay, standard we can build a standalone jars also for this. Okay, and we have some kind of plugins like IntelliJ plugin, VS Code extension plugins are there. So this is about a kind of official website, and here you can see some syntax like some formatting, like some example is there. I later part I will explain what is the example. And here we have a kind of index section. So basically, most of the time I will come and refer you, and I'll also explain you to read and how to get more, how to more grab the more things apart from our series, which I am explained, right? Apart from that, you want to learn yourself, so come here in the index section, and wherever the topic is, I'll explain. You come and detail. You can refer it, so better for that. So here you can see the start. So we can start from the Maven project and run in the sense we can adapt a GUnit test or test in the test, and we have a reporting structure, and which can support like GUnit HTML report, other reports. Okay, and any language of Cucumber, so or other kind of variables, how we can define. So this particular framework, Karate framework, which can have one predefined variables. So every variable, some definition is there, some specific thing is there. Suppose I want to interact, I want to define some local variable by using this one. So I want to interact with my YAML file, external file. So I'll create a YAML and I create it by using CSV keyword. Based on the keyword, we call as a variable. So here we'll use all those things. One, I will explain each and everything in our tutorial. And also we have actions here. So actions are like get action, set action, calling, configuration, cloning, calling one, okay, calling once, reading. So those kind of features are there. Okay, next coming to the HTTP. So how to handle HTTP request and HTTP responses. So HTTP is a generic one. So whether it can be applicable for request and response. Now HTTP URL and HTTP path, request, method type, and status, and whether it is a SOAP action and retriever until. And also, like you see that request has a parameter, request has a header, request has a cookie, something like so. All the request has a header, request has cookies, right? Multi-part, which can support multiple files, something like we will have. So each and every, suppose if I click like a request car, so it says that some example. So it says as some example of Gherkin, and also it example of how we can pass the data and how we can build our test case. So, but little bit kind of whenever you come and read first time, maybe you may not be understand. After my watching my video, right, you can easily understand that. So that way I can explain it. And also like we have a like a responsive time. So here you can see the response as a header, response as status, response as a cookies, and response time. So like that we have this, and there is a next feature is like assertion. So we would compare that of matching of something or matching is contained, JSON is contained, JSON response is contained, something like we can match our test case. And also we can reuse kind of some feature, like there is a one feature in that we use the authentication. Okay, get authentication. Authentication has a token, so which will generate the token API. So that token can transfer to the next level of API. So where we can call that feature level scenario, and also we can pass the data driven testing. The advanced features which we can support, like polling and synchronization, header manipulation, and GraphQL APIs, WebSocket, and before and after hook. So you have any precondition for the steps, so we can do it. Okay. So this is the thing here we have. Okay. So that's all about that Karate framework automation for the API. Now let's start the step-by-step installation. So later I will explain the first steps, and then we can directly create it. So here we have a like prerequisite. So when you install the Karate or when you create a Karate framework, so to do that we need to install a Java 8 plus version. So and you can check in your machine. So open your command prompt, and so just type the Java hyphen version. So so if it is, I installed OpenJDK version 21. So which is 8 plus, right? So it is sufficient. So whoever not after open your command terminal and check that if you are not getting this particular kind of thing, Java version. So which means your system does not have a Java is not installed in your machine. So please try to install. So in my tutorial, you can find that Java installation. So refer and install and start your project for this creation project. Okay, creating a project. So now here Maven, I'm taking the Maven for the dependency. Maven project I'm going to create. So to do that, we have a IntelliJ. We are going to use the editor for writing our code. Okay, let's start that. I'm going to create a one. Go to the. This is my editor IntelliJ. So once you install, you will see that here. There is a file menu, new. Okay, new project. So in my project, I have to choose my project, new project window. So here is a build system I want to choose for Maven, and I can create like Karate API project, API test project. So this is my project name, and location I set default, and I want to build my build is Maven build. If you are Gradle, if you are using, you can create a Gradle, but I'm using Maven, and my SDK automatically detected. So Java is detected here. Now let's create the project and click on new window. Now you can see that Karate API test project is created in this location. Now here you can see. So there is a pom.xml file here. We can see that if you don't know that much about this one, just you can see that this is a project pom.xml which contain project information and a property information. Now here we can add a dependency. So we should create a dependency section. In the dependency, we can add the a dependency of karate. So let's see that here you can see the karate dependencies. Yeah. So suppose if you start that get started section, right? Here you can see Maven project. If you want to get the core data, so you can grab this particular dependency section, and in within the dependency tag which I created, right? So we can place it here, And here you can see that a Maven sync Maven changes. Click on this one, automatically it is loading it. So it is indexing that, which means it is downloading the Karate Unit 5 1.5.51 version. So now it is adapted. So next thing is what we can do. If it is a Gradle, you can use this one, but we are not using Gradle. So this is about that one. Now let's create a, yeah, there are some kind of naming conversion and structure is defined here. So I also captured in my step-by-step file. So here till now we have added. Now let's create a one example folder here. So let's see this one. Go to src test Java. So let's see that where is my src test Java. So here is my source directory src Java. All right. Now here I will write a one kind of example package. Example package. Within the example package, we need to create a users dot feature file. Let me create a users users dot feature file. Okay. So now whoever don't know about this cucumber, uh, cucumber, right? So my IntelliJ, it is already plugged with Cucumber plugin. So that is the case. I'm getting this particular image of Cucumber. So if you are not getting it right, you just go to your file menu and setting, and there is a section called plugins. So here, in go to marketplace as well, and here you can type a uh, cucumber. Yeah, just you can type the cucumber for Java. So cucumber for Java. So now you can see it is already installed in my place. Okay. So suppose you can see that there is a one more cucumber for Scala, but we are using cucumber Java, right? So if you are not installed like that, you can see the install button which will be enabled, but it is, for my case it is already installed, right? Whoever not installed, you will get install button enabled. Just click it, and after some time it will install and restart your IntelliJ. So then automatically you will also see the, so while creating a file you will see this particular format. Okay, so now let's go and grab this particular predefined code. So let me explain the later point of time, the next coming session. Just our right now we are installing, like our installation is working properly or not. Just we can check it. Okay, yeah. So in the feature file, we have a feature, and there is a scenario given when then format will be there. So later point of time, I will explain in detail. Now let's just will check for their running. So to run my test runner, right, we need to create a user test. User test. Okay, we need to create a one Java file. Java file under same example package only. So let me create a Java file which called uh, user test. So within the user test, which we need to add predefined code. I will explain this code upcoming session. Let me copy. Yeah, just sorry for that. Yeah, let's copy this particular code and paste it here, and import the libraries, and it's simple one. Just we are running my test. Okay, it is my users feature file. I am running it. So here what I'm saying here. So play karate run that path users. Okay, relay to path, get it and run the feature file. That's all. Okay, now after running this one, so we can type mvn test. Either you can directly right click and run also. Let me right click and run it. So here we can run our user test. So now it will running it. Let's see that what will happen. Yeah. So our test is running, but the test got failed. Right, test got failed. So why the test got failed here? So it clearly says that when you are running that, and specified path, right? So here we specify some path, and it is not able to recognize your future data using this particular section of the code. We need to add into our form.xml. So what is the code? I will explain here. So let me go to the form.xml. So here in the form.xml under dependencies, like in the separate build section. So we have to tell that. So my test resource are in src test Java, and we can exclude this one. So this is the way we can exclude it, and then it will run this one. Okay. So this is the fix for that which we face in that run. So now after that we can use directly tell us that karate test, and the test user is that method, and karate.run, and just you can provide the feature file name is users, and dot relay to dot get class name. Get class name is user runner. Okay, related to this one. So karate, which will run by finding automatically, runs method will have internally like a class path. Okay, class path it will have. So based on that, it will fetch that, identify the feature file, and run that our test. So let me run this one. And by the way, we can able to run our username. Yeah, user detail API. So what is a feature file which we declared? Let me recap. So just we are added a get user detail scenario. We are providing a URL of this particular API endpoint, and when is the method? Okay, and it is a get method. Then status equal to 200, and we are matching up the response ID equal to 1. So this is the way it will be run, and it passed that. So now we can see that console log. So in the console, we can see that host is a placeholder get API endpoint, and connection is established, and it ran this one, and we saw that outcome, and this outcome which will have JSON format. If it is, then it will send the JSON values. So JSON values is yes, this is the JSON value response. This is a response JSON. So ID equal to 1, name equal to, so this one, a username is equal to this one. So this is about a particular response JSON. Okay. So that's all about this particular integration, like setup and integration. So by creating a Karate API test project which I created. So next coming the next session, like I will start actual why this Cucumber file, feature file, what and all I will explain. Okay. Thank you all.